Feature Friday.
The freshest.
Well, in TNT, other known as...
Tawag ng Tanghalan.
Yes. Sometimes we saw the bong thing, right? And that gets
It's a
bonged.
gong.
The gong, that's right.
It's not bonged.
And the gong can get bonged sometimes. And
No.
this is what we're going to watch. Because sometimes if there's, performances that may not be pleasing to the judges, this might get gonged or bonged or whatever you wish to. Now, I've seen bits of this. She's actually not bad. Now, this is a great example of what happens in the audition-like settings when nerves sometimes get the better of you, and also perhaps technique isn't as refined, but it got very requested to see and find out what the fuck happens. And let's give it a watch. Obviously, Walucha, a little expert, is here to have a look, and let's give it a watch.
Okay.
See what happens.
Cherish them.
She's Visayan. Well, to begin with, it's a hard piece.
Well, I think it's important that we highlight what happens when you're nervous in the breath continuity and control overall. When you're when you're very nervous, nervous overall, your body tenses up.
Tight.
It becomes very tense, and it's really, really difficult to unwind that stress and redirect that pressure into other muscles.
Especially in the moment. You can learn to ease off, but it
you
takes a while. You can't just do it in 3 minutes.
You have to do that type of work before you go on stage. Like, it takes at least a good 5 to 10 minutes of you consciously rearranging your muscles and redirecting the tension to where you can use it to your advantage. In this particular case, you're seeing somebody who has a really tight abdominal wall, so therefore, and she's leaning forward, so all her body weight is literally at the tip of her toes. So when you shift that body weight to the front, you are then forced to engage your abdominal wall. That creates more tension over here, that creates more pressure on the muscles on the neck. So when you have a really tight abdominal wall and then you're trying to start a song that needs you to be really grounded and really connected and naturally very resonant, this holding on to dear life won't let you try to find anything. Actually, as an exercise at home, you can, just for scientific purposes, just for the sake of trying something new, try to speak in one flowing breath whilst you're holding your tummy muscles and trying to find your chest at the same time. You will literally choke up in the process. There's no way that you can continue a nice long phrase, finding resonance, with a tight tummy. That is literally...
Or tense your tummy.
It's like contract it, like pull it in, and then try to speak in one whole breath without taking a big breath.
My name is Efra, and I like to watch the Teletubbies sometimes at night time, and I...
Yes, but can you see that it becomes like harder to maintain this relax?
Well, I couldn't fucking sing, no way, if I'm like that.
Exactly. So imagine having to do all of those things and also sing that beginning phrase. Hard.
I don't like to watch the Teletubbies at night time.
Why did you say that?
That was it. I don't know, it's just...
Sometimes your head, like, I question where your head goes.
I was
to.
actually thinking of the Teletubbies, though. That's why if I was to take one of those psychology tests and stuff like that.
Yes.
Like, what do you see here? Mate, we could do that test 15 times. I'll see 15 different things. You know what I mean? It's like...
Your conclusion will be inconclusive.
It's wild up here. Even though fairly quiet sometimes. And I just continue... I should make that joke.
No.
It's not a good joke. It's not a good joke.
Nice.
Please, YouTube don't demonetize us.
But you didn't do it, so...
Woohoo! Stay in school, kids!
Nice, Efra. Well done.
Yeah, go on. Continue. Okay. See the lack of resonance, grounding.
So right there, you're seeing it take the biggest chest breath of her life, just trying to hold on to her life, just trying to find that. This right here, this particular position, It's really... Oh, thanks.
Walucha.
Stuff. Sorry.
Out of practice, eh?
Alright, so in this particular position here that you're seeing here, she's really lifted in her shoulders, and that creates tension on the neck, and then you can already see her muscles bulging up in the wrong position. This would be great for other emotional performances. So if you're trying to find a vulnerability to the song that you're portraying because of the character decides to sing that way, for character development, this would be a really great natural engagement to emotion, because it makes your voice naturally quiver, because all of the air is coming up here and engaging all of these beautiful muscles right there. That allows you to your voice to find a natural quiver. So just bring all the air up here, and then you see this little gap here, and all of these muscles engage. Relax,
I
though.
got a beautiful neck.
Nice, Efra.
Looks like I got a really long neck, though. And in reality, it's just average.
Nice. So you have a nice neck.
Thanks, mate.
No
Get told that a lot. She found some ground in there, though.
You hear that natural quiver? That's what I was talking about. She brought all of that air up here. If she had remained relaxed on the tummy wall muscles, she would have maintained that grounding that she found.
Yeah, she found it at the beginning really nicely.
Though.
Yeah.
She really
So,
hold on to the grasp.
My judgment would be she's a good singer. This wasn't her day, though.
I totally agree with you. I totally.
She's actually not a
agree
bad singer. It's just not her day. It can't happen.
She's actually not bad at all.
She's just short, though. She's just short of breath. She's tight, man. That's the only thing.
She's getting comfortable, though.
Yeah.
She's getting comfortable as the song progresses. I believe she's a great singer. But this is a great example of sometimes you are not in the right frame of mind. And that can be such a stone in your shoe when you're trying to perform. Because you know that something isn't right up here. So you're thinking of all the other alternatives and all of the variables that you are not in control in. I'm sure her mind was going at 100. Because, okay, relax. Okay, try to find this. Okay, but what if I just tried this? And I know because I've been there. I know what it is like to know that you're doing it not to the best of your ability.
When the lights are on and the fire is burning.
Exactly. It's you're burning with it. And whoa, I'm going up in flames. Somebody help me.
Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
This is hard. I'm sorry, but she's good. She is good.
Yeah, she's not bad.
She's actually, but see, right here, you're seeing all of this body weight literally onto the top of her toes. All of that is here. And look at how curved her upper body is. That is literally asphyxiating as hell. This position right here, trying to find some type of
it's tough.
All of the air gets trapped here. Obviously.
And you can...
Obviously, everybody has different ways of singing. Yeah, everybody has different techniques. I'm just saying to the technique that I learned with... This would be my worst enemy.
No, I think also it's fair because you obviously see that there has been a change in outcome. Like for example, her bakit laging ikaw is not bad. She found some resonance there, and it sounded pretty stable. But then the sapuso ko, it's like
there was a little quiver in her lip as well, and that is just
can't control that.
And no, and that's a simple, very obvious sign of tension that can't be redirected. So a lot of exercises would teach you how to redirect that tension. So instead of putting all of the pressure on the mouth diction, you would think, okay, just relax into the inner mouth modulation. So instead of trying to work diction with the mouth itself, you would try to redirect it to the tongue, all the inner mouth work. It takes time. That's why I mean, sometimes you don't have time to prepare to go on stage. Maybe
Yeah.
that is the case in this particular performance.
Encouraging signs, though.
Indeed, I think she is
Go on,
fantastic.
Let's proceed.
Yeah. I love how Eric was like, okay, so yeah,
Yeah,
continue.
because I
Yes.
think he's probably noticed some of the things that we have in the senses like, hey,
there is potential.
there's something here.
There's so much.
There's certainly here. You know, maybe to say she's a really good singer, that may be a bit generous. But is she the bad singer? That's a definite no. And in fact, that you can't be a bad singer, that puts you in that pocket of, you can be really, really fucking good.
Yes,
So,
it's I just think this are the type of, well, I'll say that at the end. I'll continue watching.
she's gonna struggle in the big belt.
She's not bad though. It's just that the song itself is a hard singing phrase. This is hard to continue.
Jesus Christ! Hold on, pull it back. Fuck's sake, man.
Okay, let's be honest. I see what Cutthroat. I see what the judges are seeing. I see what the judges are seeing, and if you've made it this far in the competition, you should have already polished all of these edges, right?
Yeah,
this is a really high standard competition.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, again, that's what I mean when saying she's a good singer at this standard. It's a bit generous because in comparison to the first, because I think this is the first time audition kind of thing.
Right.
I think you know, there's a specific level, and again, like, is she a bad singer? No, that's a definite no. But when you go to specific competitions, it's the same. You know, it's with everything. It's like you go to a tennis tournament, right? And you know, it's a specific level.
When you go regional, so when you go pro and you're hitting with somebody else.
Yeah. Like say you go to like, let's put it in the pro tour. Like, you qualified to go on the lowest level of a professional tournament. But that's on the ATP, so it's still world class level. But you may have not been when you qualified and you got to the first round. Now, if you get cuffed, love and love, which means 6-0, 6-0, to say you're a shit player, that's definitely not right to say.
You're just not ready for that environment.
Are you close to the level for an ATP 250? That's a different question. This is kind of what you're asking her. It's like, is she at the level, you know, of the Gigi's, of Gigi Delanas, of the Yumis, the girls that are at that world class level? It's like, no. I mean, and that's pretty obvious. But is she a shit singer? That's obviously also a definite no. However, though, what's encouraging is she actually could be a world top performer.
I agree.
It just seems to be a matter of certainly controlling nerves. I mean, that's one of those things that, I mean, can you get professional help for that? Definitely. Does it help with just repetitions? And that seems to be the best cure for everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, yes.
Are this type of stuff sometimes hurtful because in your mind this is this is probably a nightmare?
Make it or break it situation.
And you build confidence based on previous experiences. That also destroys them, right? So
I was just gonna say, like what I was gonna say earlier, I hope that this wasn't this encouraging for her.
I saw the comments. People were very nice. That's good.
I hope that this wasn't the moment when she packed up and said, this is it.
No.
I've made it. Because
this wouldn't be the moment, actually.
I don't know. For somebody who's been through a lot.
No, I mean, this wouldn't be the right moment to do that. There are some moments where you actually, maybe you have to consider packing it up, mate. Maybe this isn't the thing for you, but that's not the one.
This is not it. But, you know, obviously in your head, this could be the moment where you decide to, you know, give up in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because there is so much happening in your head. I'm sure her mind was at 100, going nuts, 100 miles per hour.
Go on, let's see how she took it.
Oh, gosh, this is difficult to watch. Okay, I love K's.
Magsitayo po tayo.
Oh, what a prick! He's so proud of it.
Joke lang. Contender number 3 from Visayas, Charisse Dayan Repompo.
Oh, girl.
Oh, so okay, so
they're
they
gonna
kinda,
interview her, I think.
so
I
they
think.
stop
Oh, let me
it.
hug you.
Yeah, okay, so they're really nice though
Good
about
advice.
it.
Good advice.
It's alright.
It's alright.
Okay.
Bless
Oo.
her.
Ang ganda mong bata. Sumasali ka ba ng mga beauty contest sa inyo?
She is very beautiful. She could be a beauty in a beauty contest. I totally agree.
Good advice. It's so hard to handle those
pwede ba
situations.
beauty contest to?
Contest.
Oh, ilang taon ka na, Charisse?
Vice is so tall. I had never really like let that sink into my head.
Yeah, it looks pretty tall. Yeah.
Right, moment. Here's the moment of truth. Here is what I would think. Oh, the judges get to speak too.
Ma'am, kinakabahan ka. No.
If I can understand anything.
Halata naman eh. Sa umpisa, medyo sumablay ka. Hiniya kita, pero gumanda naman yung katamot sa bandang gitna. Pero nung paakyat ka na, yun na, patay-patay na tayo dyan.
It's hard to pick what they're saying. I'm trying my best
Because
to
usually
like
they
understand.
mix in
but
some English, right? But
I don't really know. I would say if it was up to me to like, if somebody came to get coached, right?
Oh, right.
They would say, okay, here's what just happened. This is my last performance, and I totally bombed. It was the worst thing ever. Because believe me, that feels like the worst thing ever. In national television too, bro, I would die.
Hundreds of thousands of people looked at this.
Yeah, you're out, baby. Like in your head, you're in flames. I think the first thing I would approach is definitely the mental aspect of it. Because her singing technique isn't bad. What you saw in posture, what you saw in facial modulation in the mouth, and even the quivering of the notes, it was all due to hypertension. And you could totally work through that mentally and with physical exercises to help you redirect that tension. And it's as simple as jumping up and down before you go on stage.
Here's a little secret. All of your favorite singers,
Go through this.
the Regine Velasquez, the Kate
Yes.
Rosas, the Eric Santos, the Lani Misaluchas,
The Vice Gandas.
yeah, they've all. Well, Vice probably knows this firsthand because Vice
Is an
does
entertainer.
stand up as well,
Yeah.
right? He's definitely fucking bombed.
Also, Kay must know this. Kay Brosas must know
She's
this.
definitely must have
Hard
fucking bombed. So, like that's the funny thing is like Regine Velasquez has had some terrible performances. I'm sure I haven't
We
seen
haven't
them
seen
myself.
any yet.
However, when she was beginning, not everything was being televised, not everything was being on cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So you do, yeah, it's certainly.
Different
I think
generations.
If you're being coached, this just happened, quite a traumatic experience.
Yes.
For fighters, it's like you just got knocked out in the main event. For tennis players, it's like you just got cuffed by someone who you should have definitely beaten in front of thousands. For singers, it's this. Auditions for theatre performers, it's definitely auditions that you think you were born to do, and then they say, "Hell to the no."
No, they look at you and they don't even
Leave.
let you sing, and you're like,
Leave.
okay, thank you for coming, goodbye.
And you just, what the fuck? You didn't even give me a chance. You big monster. You terrible looking octopus person. You big. Anyways. I'm
Whoa.
not joking. Never auditioned for theatre. I just imagined that's what I would have felt. Or that's called acting, actually.
Oh, yeah, that is Efra. Wow, professional. Yes, you're
But
hired.
yeah, definitely the best thing to do when you are to coach or perhaps have a conversation with someone like Charisse. It's definitely address the mental stuff. I think actually her worst enemy is probably the mental aspect of things because
And I don't even
it's
think
just tension. It definitely is just tension. It's not a matter of let's can we tweak technique? Can we make you into an artist? Yeah, definitely. Is she good enough right now to sell millions of albums? Yes, she's actually. The question is she good enough to then after she sells in the studio,
stand up in the stage.
stand up and then can you deliver that shit? Like, is she the worst singer that it's in the chart that would be in the charts right now? No,
No,
that's
she
what's
would
funny.
be kicking butts.
Worldwide, and I'm not just talking the Philippines. The Philippines is quite interesting
It's different.
because
The game is different.
and again, I'm a big fan of the Filipino scene, so I don't just want to blow my own horn because it's kind of the music I've been listening to at the moment because the pedigree is so high. the Philippines is very interesting because it's not the average music industry
That's right.
in terms of musical pedigree, and the musical ears of the market are
The
very...
market demand is very high.
Yeah. Now, is it the most successful industry in the world? No, and that's why a lot of people like me also question that stuff, because it contradicts that idea of if you're really good, you'll do well. But it's like there's a lot of the cases, and the Filipino music industry, some of those, where a lot of the singers, some singers are really, really good, but I can assure you some of you don't even know them. So taking feedback, direct feedback from the Filipino music industry, you gotta take it also with a grain of salt, because it's like you're in Mars, bro. This isn't your average public. This isn't your average guests.
Yeah.
So it's really intriguing. Now, I do want to say, do hope you enjoy this type of reviews. We usually don't like doing this type of stuff because there's obviously someone at play, someone's reputation at play. There's something, but I think there's certainly things to learn.
Absolutely. There is so much good in this particular video that honestly I'm not a fan of singing competitions, televised singing competitions. I think they're a big gimmick overall. I think they create entertainment out of the sake of the unprofessional people or the contestants, and I think that's just not the right way to approach entertainment personally. But then again, there are certain moments like this precise singing competitions that let you see into a completely different way of pursuing entertainment, and at the same time enhancing the journey for the singer itself too.
I don't have an issue with singing contests when the level's really high. The problem is that what ballet, I think what you're trying to say, to articulate it, because I know you, it's what seems to be wrong with this contest. It's not the actual contest setup of world-class singers or good singers coming against each other. That's fine. That's just competition. Yeah. What seems to be wrong is the drama behind it, the marketing behind it, the that sometimes like
they would pick one person and make
clown
them the clown. It's just like,
of course,
was that necessary?
No one's forcing you to watch that, but if you watch, it means they're doing their job. But that's kind of what I know you mean.
Yeah,
because the singing contests have also, and for us as well, we know some of these guys now that have come from them, and even the judges. So it's like, it's not a big gimmick, actually. There's a lot of good that comes from it. But the things that come outside of the pure concept of it then turn gimmicky. And then it's like, fuck. Because the experience you get, though, like, the coaching you receive, and that's invaluable.
That type of professional environment at 100% of pressure, you would never get that outside of the industry, and this is a really good in just for the experience itself.
Yeah. Now there's like an argument: are these contests actually good at creating stars worldwide? There's an argument for that. Maybe yes, maybe no. I've enjoyed the process of discovering the worldwide scene of these contests,
and
not having to be part of the drama.
And each country's take on this specific already known singing contest.
And not having to take part in the drama.
Yes, I agree.
Just enjoying the music,
watching it from the outside,
just enjoying the music, supporting the music, learning about singing, learning about performances, learning from judges' perspectives on things, and that's it. That's what I'm there for, and then I step out.
Yeah.
To each their own. Now, let us know if you enjoy this type of stuff. Not that we do this very rarely. I don't think we've ever actually done one where we actually analyze things that can go wrong. But because you asked for it so much, we thought we'd do it.
That's right. Let us know what else we should check out next. Bye-bye.